Hi class and welcome to week 3 of HSA 6930. So this week you'll be reading 2 chapters in our required textbook, chapter 8 on health disparities in rural communities. And in this chapter, we'll be focusing on the key issues regarding health disparities and rural communities, as well as the health issues impacting migrant and seasonal agricultural workers or migrant farm workers. Actually, my research during my doctoral studies were with migrant workers, and I continued after I graduated for a bit. I was involved in an HIV risk reduction project in Immokalee with migrant workers, and I was able to include a couple of videos in this week's module regarding migrant farm workers. But there are many health issues among this marginalized community that really do need to be addressed. If anybody's interested in learning more about HIV risk among migrant workers, I did research on injection drug use as well as risky behaviors among migrant farm workers. If you are interested and you'd like to read a little about my research, feel free to email me, and I can definitely send you some of my publications regarding that topic. All right, and then chapter 9, which is a very important chapter, talks about cultural competency versus diversity. And in this chapter, the word cultural, or the term, I guess is the right way to really say it. The term cultural competence is defined, as well as diversity, and really being able to differentiate between the two. And in this chapter, it addresses these demographic changes in the U.S. and how culture is an important factor in effectively addressing health issues in the community. So it's a very interesting chapter. The chapters are not too long. And as always, if you have any questions, make sure to let me know. Now, this week you have 2 assignments. You have second quiz in this course. It'll be open all week, multiple choice, true and false format, and it covers chapters 6 through 9. You also have the second part of the health disparity video series by the Discovery Channel. So we have the discussion board assignment this week. Make sure to read the instructions and answer the questions that are posted in the discussion board forum. All right, so I'm going to scroll through this content page and just go through the module. Here are the learning objectives for this week. Here are the PowerPoint presentations. I try to make them as detailed as possible, just to make it an easier study guide for yourselves. Of course, add any notes if you feel like that'll help you with specific topics that you may feel like it's explained clearer in the textbook. But the PowerPoint presentations are there to help you. And then here's a Microsoft Word document on the terms and definitions listed below. All right, so I'm gonna scroll through this content page. And now the next page is the videos for this week that highlight the topics being covered. The first video here, titled Rural Health in America, highlights the healthcare challenges that are faced in rural areas in the U.S. And in this video, it also covers, kind of shows the differences between the health challenges faced by rural areas in comparison to urban areas. Now, the following video is a short one by Dr. Young Jun, and it talks about health disparities in a mixed rural-urban U.S. community. And ultimately, in this video, he, through his research, comes up with this idea that, people with the lower socioeconomic status tend to be the most vulnerable and tend to have negative health outcomes. They tend to be at higher risk regarding different illnesses. So make sure to take the time to watch the video. And now the next two videos discuss migrant farm workers. The first one is a CNN short documentary that talks about a day in an immigrant laborer's life. And in this specific video, they focus on farm workers. And below that is a video that talks about the problems that are faced by migrant workers. So it's a very interesting video. Dr. Wold does a great job in it. All right, and then the next one is a short video talking about what is cultural competent healthcare. And I think I have two more videos left here. The next video is on Syrian refugees, since we do cover the topic of refugees this week. And below that is a very short video just talking about what linguistic competence is. And just talking about the difference between linguistic competence and communication competence. Now the next page and that next link takes you to the second quiz due this week. And then the following page is the discussion board forum on the health disparity series by the Discovery Channel. Last but not least is the weekly checklist. Make sure you complete everything on this list before going on to the following week. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to let me know. That's what I'm here for. Best of luck, everyone, and take care.